Hi everyone, this is Mohit and welcome back to Ingenious TechHub channel. So in this video, we will discuss L&D Infotech interview question and answer for automation test engineer. So let's move in the first question. So first question is always tell me about yourself. Okay. So if you are attending, if you have a like you are going as a fresher or you are experienced more than 5 year 10 year, so definitely the first question they will always ask you that tell me about yourself. This tell me about yourself represent your profile. Okay, so when so prepare bell, tell me about yourself. So if you are watching this series, you can skip this question because this is the common question and I'm adding in all the interview questions which is already asked top level of the MNC company. Okay, so tell me about yourself. You have to highlight your name, your current organization, your relevant experience is very important. So see, many of the people are struggling to switch manual to automation, but don't worry, you can split your experience. Like you are a manual tester, or like you have a more than 10-year experience, you want to switch in the automation, right? So you can split your experience. If you are showing 5 year of experience, so as per your confidence we can put like 2 year in automation or 3 year in automation and manual, right? So like that you can split and you can tell the same thing in the tell me about yourself. Your skill is very important. So whatever the skill set you are going to mention in your profile, so same skill set they can ask in the interview also. Like you have mentioned I'm good in the core Java, so they will highlight your core Java skill set, and that is the good thing, right? So whatever the things, like whatever the a strong part you have, a stronger skill you have, you can highlight data skill set. So interviewer will pick the same things from whatever you having the strong points. So that thing we have to take care. Your current project, so project you have to explain like bit, you have to give overview about of your project, like your domain or what the framework you have worked on that. So that is very important. Your roles and responsibility, like what is your contribution in your project. Like if you are a manual tester, you are splitting your experience. So if you see this all the questions, I have already made the common one playlist like real time interview question and answers of what you have to speak in your automation roles and responsibility. If you are showing manual with automation, so what you have to speak. So I have already made this all the things, and end of the video I will show you the playlist where you can explore this answer. So next question is what is this keyword in Java. So this is the keyword means this is your keyword in Java. Okay, and this keyword is applicable for non-static member. Okay, so this the keyword, this is your non-static final referenced variable used to store current object reference to separate non-static variable of different in the non-static context. So we having the multiple use of the this keyword. So I have mentioned some point regarding the this keyword. Regarding the coding part of the this keyword, you can just follow my playlist of YouTube and Java. If you, so you will get some code also related to the this keyword, but here just I have mentioned some important point to you can speak in front of the interviewer. So use of this keyword means for storing the current object reference. So it will always point the current object reference. It will differentiate non-static variable from object to another object, right? So we have a super class, we have a subclass. So super class also having the same variable name, and super sorry local variable, or be having the class level variable. So this keyword will use to differentiating between the two variable for accessing the variable from non-static variable and method of the current class from another non-static method. That is also the same thing for accessing the constructor of the current class from another overloaded constructor, differentiating non-static variable from the parameter if both have a same name variable shadowing. Okay, so simply I could say in the importance of the this keyword, it will be a point the current object. By using this, it will differentiate if you are defining some class level of the, if you are creating your own customized class, so you have to define the constructor. That constructor we will from there we are using the this keyword to point the current object. So these are the things you have to take care. Another question is, what is the final keyword in Java? So final is a modifier, is applicable for class level, method level, or variable level. So final, if you will define final method, if superclass or parent class method is declared as a final, we cannot override that method in the child class because its implementation is final. So if you will declare method as a final, then we cannot override. If you will declare final as a class, we cannot extend the properties or we cannot perform the inheritance. So if a class declare as a final, we cannot extend the functionality of that class. That is means we cannot create a child class for that class, means inheritance is not possible for a final class. Variable, if we will define variable as a final, if we will try to change the variable, we will try to reinitialize that variable, you are not able to do, we will get compile time error. So if we declare variable as a final, we cannot change this value. Once again guys, okay, so if we try to change, then if we will try to change the value, then you will get compile time error. So this is the related to the final stuff. So now next question is, in how many ways to declare a string? So here we have a defined two ways to declare this string. So first is called your, you can see we have used here a string s equal to this. This is called a string literals. So when you are writing this a string literals, so here we have a, you know, a string is your a special class. So JVM is also provided some a special memory for the, sorry, a string. So here we have a heap area, and this is called a string constant pool area, a string constant pool area. So when you will define this a string literals, then object will be created in SAP area. This is your Mohit, and it will point this object. Okay, s will point here. Got it right? So this is the one way. You see, if I will go for you know this a second way, be having the many things inside this string. If you want to explore your knowledge, please go through. So just I am creating this one. Okay, we can declare a string by using the new keyword. Okay, so how to declare by using the new keyword? Okay, so we can use here heap, or this is your SAP. Okay, so in the heap be having the two object will be created. When you will use new keyword, then two object will be created inside this. One is your heap area, that is called Mohit, and another is your SAP area Mohit. But when you will create by using the new keyword, s1 will always point to this one. Got it right? So this is the two base, and in the interview they will give you this string and they will ask you, can you tell me the difference between two declaration of this string? So you have to make this diagram and you have to explain well. If you want to again learn these things in the depth, you can just follow my playlist, or I will tell you in the end of the video. Are you aware of finally block? Yes, finally block is available in exception handling concept. So why we use the finally block? If you have a some you know mandatory things to execute, then we should go for finally block. Okay, so finally block always will execute. Like if you want to close your browser, if you want to close your database, right, to that code we can write inside this finally block, right? But some of the more scenarios are there for the finally block, we will discuss. So finally block is always executed in respective of try catch. Okay, so finally block you have to use at least try catch, then we can able to use and we can able to execute finally block. So if you want to execute some mandatory code after exception causing a statement, whether it is a count or not, and we place that mandatory code inside this finally block. If exception raised in try catch, then JVM will search the corresponding catch, right? When exception are going to raise, then JVM will search always catch block. If corresponding catch block is matched, then catch block is executed, then finally block will be execute. So try to understand. We have a one try, we have a one catch, and we have a one finally. One exception raised inside this try, then it will execute catch block, then finally block will be executed. This is the one scenario. We having the multiple scenario. If you will go for the exception handling, if corresponding catch block is not matched, right? If the corresponding catch block is not matched in the program, then it will terminate just before just before abnormal termination. Finally block will be executed. So here we have a two scenario. If catch block will not catch block will not matched, right? So it will skip the catch block and finally block will be executed. One more questions are there, guys. So is there any case that finally block won't be executed? Yes, we have some scenario where the final block won't be executed, and this is a question they have asked in the interview as well. There are two cases in which finally block won't be executed. Whenever we are giving the chance to enter try block, then finally block will execute, otherwise it won't be execute. So let me explain you this code, okay, so you guys can understand simply. So see, we have a try block and we have a finally block. Got it right? So this statement I did not write inside this try. Got it right? So this statement is out of the try block. Here finally block won't be execute. Understood, right? Because try is executing here. Sorry, exception will raise here, but we are not writing this statement inside this try. So here finally block won't be execute. This is the one scenario. Another scenario is we have a system.exit method. So by using the system.exit method, the code will terminate here only. So in this case, finally block won't be execute. One more question is there. Can we have a multiple finally block? So again, it is a combination. If you are using nested block, then we are able to write, right? Sometimes we are writing the nested try catch with combination of finally we can write, but in the one combination of this we cannot write this. So you can see. So when we have a one combination of try and we have a finally. Got it right? So what will happen if you will define this finally two times? Even I'm not going to tell you, the compiler is trying finally without a try, right? So at least you having the some you have a some combination of that. Otherwise you cannot write this finally block blindly. Okay, what happened? I think I have to close this. No problem. Okay, so next question is how many types of locators is available in the Selenium? So in the Selenium, we having the 8 types of the locators. So identify the web element. So we have a ID, we have a name, we have a XPath. So for this, whatever the theory I have written, just you can go through that. Okay. So we have a CSS selector, we have a link text, partial link text, class name, tag name. If you are learning Selenium, this is very common things. Without locators we cannot. Or here the most important part is your XPath. So many scenario will come inside this XPath. So here I'm not going to explore XPath. So just I have given some overview of this. What is ID? Identify the web element using the ID attribute. Name, identify the web element using the name attribute. XPath is again separate topic. So I think If you want to explore, you can just follow my playlist. XPath is the way to navigate the entire HTML doc and identify the web element using the web element attribute. Then we have a CSS selector, mainly to provide a style rule for the web page, and we can use for identifying one or more element in the web page using the CSS. If you start to using X CSS selector to use identify the element, we will love to, means a speed of the CSS selector is faster than as compared to the XPath, but we having the many disadvantage. So I will give you one question: what is the difference between XPath and CSS selector? Please prepare. This question will also the common question. Link text, if you have a link text, then we can directly use this. Then we have a partial link text also, so you can directly use this. So we have a class name, you can directly use a tag name. So these are the XPath. What is the synchronization issue in the Selenium? So most challenging things, and if you are working in the Selenium or if you are doing the practice, so this thing you have already faced this, right? So what happened, the application speed is not matching with your execution speed, or your application sometimes is slow. Then we have to struggle to fix our script in the real time scenario. This issue is common and very common. So what is the synchronization issue in the Selenium? Mapping the speed of the Java program execution with respect to loading of a web page on the browser is known as synchronization. So in Selenium, wait play an important role in executing the test. Whenever we don't have a wait statement in the test script, might be definitely, if you will not use the beta statement, then your script will be failed. So why we need to the beta statement? So most of the web applications are developed using the Ajax and JavaScript. So when a web page is loaded by the browser, the element which we want to interact with the page load and the different time interval, in Selenium we having the multiple beta statement to handle. You will get many exception, while timeout exception and all. So we have a implicit wait, explicit wait, fluent wait, page load, normal wait. Okay, so this all the wait statement I have already explained in my previous video. If you are missed, then you can just go and you can explore and you can write the code, piece of the code, and you can just explore this, right? So this is very common question, and almost in the interview they will ask you. So I have also have some programming question which is already asked in this company. So you have to write, so this is your assignment, guys. So I have already made the playlist for programming questions, so you can just follow my playlist, or you can Google it, and definitely you will get many. And first you can try to write the code yourself. If you are not able to write, please take the help from the Google. See, if you are very good in the concept, you are very good in the programming concept in your Java or Selenium, but if you are not able to write the code, you will not select in your interview, right? So you have to do the proper coding practice, that is very important, otherwise you will lose your opportunity. Okay, so you having the very good knowledge of the programming. Okay, so you have to work on that. So just here write a Java program to generate some random number. Second question is write a Java program to iterate the hash map using the advanced loop for that. So almost I have discussed this all the question in our previous video. You can go through that, or we have a one programming interview question and answer. I will show you after this video, after this video. Okay, after this ending of the session. So Java program to reverse the word in the string, Java program to reverse an array. So this is the again common things. If you know how to reverse the string, you can write the code for how to reverse the array also. Java program to display the Fibonacci series using the loops. So that's all, guys. So these are the very important question. And lastly, please share and subscribe and press bell icon to get new video notification. Then I'm going to show you some important playlist on my channel. So this is my channel name, Ingenious Tech Hub. Okay, so please go through this channel, and here you will get here common interview programming question. So almost you will get the answer from here, how to reverse the string, you can see, right? If you know how to reverse the string, you can also write the code to how to reverse the array. Okay, so please go through. This is the common question. I'm not getting the time. I will add few more question for programming question. Then we have a common interview question and answer for here. Okay, so like, you don't know, if you are planning to switch the manual to automation and you don't know what is the roles and responsibility in your automation project. So here, what the challenges you have faced in your automation project, what is your day-to-day activity in your automation project. So here you will get all this, how the agile is working. If you are working as a automation test engineer, how the agile, how we are working in the agile process methodology, right? So these are all the things you will get here. So please go through that. And if you are new in the channel, so I have already uploaded top level of the interview question and answer for automation test engineer. So you can just go, and you can see here, you can just go for I have uploaded all the top level of the interview questions for MNC, like we have a SEL, right? Nest Technology, Genpact, UST Global, NTT. So here you will get some idea which type of the question they're going to ask you. So that's all in this video, guys. So do not forget, share and subscribe my channel. And definitely this channel will helpful for you guys, because I could see many content are there on the YouTube channel, but my planning is to give something is not there, right? So I'm a struggle, so I'm doing hard work to collecting the interview questions, and then I'm making the proper answers to represent in front of the interviewer. So you guys can also, you, if I'm doing the hard work, you have to also do the hard work. Only look and feel, nothing will happen. You have to take the action, you have to do the practice, you have to do hard work. Otherwise you will not able to crack the anything, or whatever you are looking for, you will not reach. So your contribution, your hard work is very important here. So please carry on your whatever you are doing. And if you are failing in the interview, just note down your weakness and work on your big point only. Okay, so one day will come, then everything is repeated, then you are the boss, means you having the multiple offer letter. So don't worry, and please share and subscribe and press bell icon and share with your friend, the people who is attending the interview. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video, guys. Thank you.